Selling courses online or running a membership website can be challenging because it requires setting up services, software, and really make it work together. Ideally, you need a system that does everything. You want to be able to take online payments, restrict content based on membership levels, and also set up online courses on your website. Now, all this needs to be done in an easy way, even if you are a beginner. So, in this video, I'm going to do a review of MemberPress. We are going to find out how easy it is to set up membership levels, online courses, and also how to integrate with other services. Okay, but before we get started, I'd like to remind you that if you like this software, I have a coupon code which allows you to get 10% discount. All that information is in the video description below. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's start by finding out how easy it is to download and install MemberPress on our website. So over here, I've gone into my dashboard for MemberPress. I have an account, and as you can see here, I have my license key. So all you have to do is to click download, and this will download MemberPress onto your computer. Now, the next step is to head over now and install MemberPress on our website. So to do that, you want to come over here to plugins, click on add new. I'm going to say upload plugin. And then I'm going to click on choose file and find my downloaded plugin. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to double click on it, click install, and then activate. So just like that, I've gone in and installed MemberPress. It's very, very easy to install. So that's a thumbs up from me. Now let's take a look at the interface and see how easy it is to navigate around our interface. Okay, so over here, we can see MemberPress has been added over here on the left panel. So when I hover over here, it shows my memberships, groups, rules, and so on. But the very first thing I want to do is to come over here to our settings, because this is where I need to add my license key in order for everything to work okay. Okay, so I'm going to activate my license key, and that looks great. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to go through each and every one of these options to see what it provides and how easy it is for us to use MemberPress. So over here on the memberships, this is where you add your memberships, and this is pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. So let's see how easy it is to add a new membership. So I'm going to click on add new. And let's give this membership a name. So I'm going to say gold membership. So this is where you'd add your description for your membership. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it in there. Now over here on the right, you can decide how you want to charge for your membership. So we have several ways. So let's put $97 here. And now I can choose my billing cycle. So I can say one time. So this is ideal if you're selling courses. But if you want this to be a membership recurring, perhaps it could be a monthly or quarterly, it's up to you, or even a yearly. So we have the ability to do this right away. And this is a massive, massive plus. So let me show you how this would work. So over here, there's one time, and then it also says lifetime. So on this drop down, you can choose when you want this to expire, if this expires over a certain amount of time. So you have days here, and then you've got months and years. So for this, I'm going to leave this as lifetime. Okay, and this is a one time. Next, we're going to take a look here at our membership options. So you can enable a thank you message, which you can paste in here. Or you can enable a page. I would go with the page option because this gives us the ability to customize our page, but you need to create the page beforehand in order for this to work. So over here, when you click on enable a thank you page, you click on the drop down, and then you can choose your page from here. So ideally, this will be the thank you page. So you'd select it like that. And then here you can say send membership specific emails to user. You can also add all that here. Now, this option here is also great because you can customize the payment options. So right now I don't have any payment options, but this is where you would come and customize them. Now, the great thing is if you use page builders, you can actually have this membership page show using a page that you would have designed using Divi, Elementor, or any of those page builders. So all you have to do is to add your shortcode. So here are the shortcodes. So when I scroll down here, you can just copy this shortcode, which you'll then use on the registration page. So that's in case you do not want to use the default page that MemberPress creates for you. Now, let me show you what that page looks like. So I'm going to hit publish, and it may be a good idea here to add a featured image as well. So I'm going to go to my media library. In fact, I don't have any images here, so I need to upload. So let's say this is our featured image. I'm going to set my featured image, hit update. Now let's take a look and see what this page would look like. So I'm going to click here on our registration page. And here it is. So as you can see here, it's not really customized to look great, but the beauty of this membership plugin is you can actually create your own pages and then just add your short code, which then takes the payments. So for me, that's a plus. So I wouldn't highly recommend that you use these standard pages that are created using MemberPress. Now let's move on to the rules, because the rules here are also very important. This is where you can decide what membership has access to whatever material that is on your site. So if you click on add new here, you can choose what you want to protect. So I can just come over here and say all content, or I can choose the content type. Now, the beauty of this MemberPress plugin is it integrates with services like LearnDash or even other plugins out there. So you can specifically go in and restrict access to specific items. So here there's a lot of them. You know, it can also be specific posts, it can be categories, it can be post categories, and so on. So we have a lot to choose from here to protect our content, which is very, very good. All right, so let's move on to the next item, and that is the coupons. So let's say you are selling your membership or you're selling a course. You can create a coupon code just by clicking here on add new, and then you can give this your code. So let's call this MAC20. So perhaps this is a 20% discount. So you can add it here, and this is how you set it up. The discount mode, it's standard, first payment, or trial override. So you can decide how you want to have this. Usually I just leave this as standard. Now the count here is infinity, but you can choose how many people you want to restrict the discount to. Now, moving on, you can allow an upgrades, downgrades, and so on. And you can also specify when you want this to expire. So as you can see, this is feature rich. It has a lot of options here. And it also tells us here that you can apply the coupon code on following memberships. So right now we have gold membership, and pretty much that's what it is. So if I hit publish now, and when it's time to promote my coupon code, I can go on social media. If it's paid advertising, I can go with the paid advertising, mention my coupon code, and this is how people get the discount. And it would also be nice if you were to give like a deadline. So perhaps you could say it's expiring in, let's say, a week or so. This is also proven to increase your sales. Next, I'm going to come over here to reminders. Now, you may have noticed that I skipped the courses. I need to come back to this one here because this is a big update from MemberPress. I haven't really spoken about this before, but this is a huge, huge update. So let's skip over that and let's take a look at members. So here on the members, I really like this because it shows you all your members on your membership website. So if you want to drill in, you can just click here on edit and you can do a few more customizations. But as you can see, this is our default customization for WordPress. Ideally, I would have loved to see an interface which is purely made by MemberPress, because this one here is a bit too clunky. There's a lot of information that you may not need here, but it is not a deal breaker. So this is where you can come in here and you can generate a password for them. And you can also resend some emails. I mean, you can do a few things here. Okay, now let's move on to the next part, and that is our subscriptions. So over here, if I had any recurring subscriptions, they would show up here. But of course, right now, I don't have any. Next, this is where you can take a look at all your transactions. Now, the one thing that really makes MemberPress powerful is it has its own payment integrations, which means you can accept payments using PayPal or Stripe or any other integrations. So all your transactions will show here, and everything is within this membership plugin. So that to me is a plus, because you can control basically everything that is happening on your website. Now let's move on to the next item, and that is the reports. So this is a bird's eye view as to what is happening on your site, and all this is within our plugin. I mean, I am really super excited about this because you can see how many active members there are, how many inactive, you can see your total members, and so on. Over here, you can also see your lifetime value, and you can also see your stats here monthly, what is happening. You have some beautiful graphs that would show here. So right now, of course, we don't have any to show, but this is really, really good. Now let's take a look at our settings tab, because this is going to be the most important tab that you want to make sure you go do your settings before you can start running your website. So over here we have the license. Okay, so this is where you add your license. And once you've added it, pretty much you just do it once and that's it. Next, you want to come over here on your pages. This is where you want to come in and customize your pages and assign them. So by default, a MemberPress sets these pages up for you. So you have the thank you page, the account page, and the login page. Okay, so what ideally I would do here is to go in and further customize them with our page builder. So for now, let's view this page and see what it looks like. So as you can see, this is just a basic thank you page. So what you would do is, if you use Divi, Elementor, or any of those page builders, you want to click here on enable visual builder. And then I would click on use existing content. And this is where I would design the thank you page by adding all my sections or any other information that I may want to add. Ideally, what would work for a thank you page is a video or even a message to say everything has gone well and so on. Next, let's take a look at the account tab. So here on the account tab, this is where you have your password strength. So you can show the password strength here if you want to do that. And there's a lot more, nitty-gritty settings that you can do over here, but this is pretty basic. So over here, you can use your login and logout, which is also very important. You want to specify a specific page that people go to when they log on to your membership website. Ideally, this will be the dashboard. So this is where you would come and add the page. Okay, and then you could also add a page when they log out, which would be added right here. Over here, you can also add a welcome message as well, but these are the sort of things that you can add. We also have our fields here. This is for our user registration. Normally, I leave this as it is. I don't really go in and do any changes here. Next, on the payments here, this is where you need to add your payment options. So in this case, you want to click on this plus button and you can choose which ones you want to connect. So if you have a Stripe account, this is where you would add your Stripe. And let's say you want to choose, say, authorized.net. This is where you would come. And also, if you want to use PayPal, you can just choose your PayPal, add your PayPal email address here, and pretty much this connects with PayPal. Now, there's also other options here like offline payments. You can also use this if you want to use a separate payment system, like, for example, with the funnels and all that kind of stuff. But out of the box, this will take your payments for you, and it is very, very, very easy to set up. Next, let's take a look here at our emails. Now, these are all the emails that your members will be notified when certain things happen. So for example, this is the welcome email. Now, the beauty of this is you can actually go in here and make some edits to these emails. So for example, here, this is the welcome email. So you can go in here and add a further message here if you want to do that, or you can even add images and so on. But what I found out was that the default emails actually do a great job. They're not overly produced, and they don't really require a lot of information. So it's an easy read and they do a fantastic job. Okay, so move on to the next item here, and this is the marketing. So you can allow an opt-in checkbox. This is if you want to grow your email list. So I will just add that as well. I mean, that's not really a big problem. Next, we have this info tab. This is where you would want to come in and add your business name, your address, and so on, because this is going to show on the receipt. Now, moving on here on the general tab, this is where you can add your language code. So if you're in the US, this is where you'd add US. I'm based in the UK, so I would go for GB, Great Britain. There we go. And your currency, if you want to use US, you can use that. But if you want to use, say, for example, the pound, I can just add it here, change the symbol as well. So you can customize this to your country or whatever currency that you want to use. Now, moving on here, the taxes, I don't really play around with this, but in case you want to set your taxes, this is where you would set everything up. Now, let's talk about something very, very important. And I did mention that I was going to come back to that particular item, and that is inside MemberPress, you can now create courses. Isn't that amazing? Let's take a look at this. So how the courses work is if you come over here to click on courses, it tells us a bit of information here, but you have to now install and activate MemberPress courses add-on. Okay, so this is an add-on. Now let's quickly add this add-on and see how this works. Okay, so it looks like the courses add-on has been added, and we can see here now we add courses. So let's go back here so we can see it again one more time. So on MemberPress, I'll click here on courses, and now it takes me here. Adding a new course is very easy. All you have to do is to click on add new to add a new course. I'm going to close out of here. So let's call this Mac Cooking. I can paste my course description. Now over here on the document side of things, I can now go in and add my featured image. There we go. So let's do a quick preview and see what this looks like. So this is what the course looks like. The layout is pretty basic. I really like this, but there's more that we can add here. So coming back here, take a look at this. This is where now we can add the curriculum. So if I click here on the curriculum tab, I can add a new section. So I can say module 1. Add, and then this is my lesson. So this could be lesson 1. I can call this lesson 2, lesson 3. Add a new section. So the section here could be my second module. And I can continue now adding all my lessons here. Okay, so now that I've added all my lessons, there's no information in here. So to add information, all I have to do now is to either click on this eye icon to see, and this is what lesson 1 would look like, but of course there's nothing here. So I have to go now with the second tab, which is my edit tab. So I'm going to click here. So now I can now go and add content into lesson 1. So I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to add my YouTube video in here. And remember, you can also use Presto Player for this. This will work very, very well. So I'm going to hit update and view the lesson. And there we go. So my lesson is in here. There's my description, and it looks really, really nice. On the left here, it also gives me my timeline here. It shows me how far I've gone in the course, which is fantastic. And then here I can move on to say lesson 2. And if lesson 2 had any lessons, they will show up over here, and applies to lesson 3 and lesson 4. Now over here, we also have this button here, which allows us to continue. Now there is no other way of really customizing the layout here, but as you can see, this is really, really good. And you can just click on start and pretty much you are good to go. So this is similar to what you get with LearnDash, but without paying that extra money to have LearnDash and then have MemberPress control the memberships. So this is now an all-in-one system. Now, the beauty of this as well is you can also use templates in Divi to go in and customize some of these lesson landing pages, which is great. So you can have a custom design and make this look the way you want it to look. Now, remember, we created a membership level. Now, let me show you how to add this course to that membership level. All right, so back over here on our site, I'm going to come over here to memberships, and here is our gold membership. So remember, this is what it looks like. We have our payment systems all set up here. So the next step now is to come over here to the rules, because the rules are what gives access to whatever it is that you want to give access to. So I'm going to say add new. So instead of all content here, I am going to choose my content. So here you can see we have all courses, and we also have a single course. So I'm going to choose my single course here. And I think I called it Mac something. Yeah, Mac Cooking course. Boom. So now I have this course to protect. Now over here on the access conditions, I'm going to click on this drop down and say, okay, you know what? I want to give access to this for logged in users, and they have to be part of a membership. So I'm going to select my membership here. And because I've only got one membership, I can, by default, the gold membership is selected. But if I have more, I can click on this drop down and I can choose my membership levels. Now, there are also other options here where if you want to give membership access to this, you can also choose a specific member. So I'm going to come over here and I think it's Mac admin, and there we are. So I would give a specific member who is already on my website a specific access to whatever it is we need to do. So there are several ways that you can apply rules based on different roles. So here you can say, okay, let me choose by role, and you can say administrator, editor, author. And as you can see, this is a very, very powerful system which allows you to customize access based on whatever you need to do on the site. Now, what I find very fascinating about this is the ease of connection between the courses and the membership. When I first looked at this, I really thought that this was going to be clunky and quite difficult to set up. But as you can see, this is the first time I've really played around with this. It is, it's a no-brainer. You can set up your courses and manage the memberships, the payments, and everything all in one. Okay, so the next exciting part that I really like about MemberPress is the fact that it works really well with a lot of page builders, which means you can design custom pages on your site. So let's take a look at this. So I'm going to come over here to Divi and then click on Theme Builder. So let's say you want to build custom pages. You can click here to add a new template. And when you scroll down here, you're going to notice that you have now these memberships, you have courses, and you also have lessons. So you can actually come in here and design your course archive page. You can also design your courses pages all in the page builder. And these designs will be applied to MemberPress because, as I mentioned earlier on, by default, these default pages that come with MemberPress do not look designed. So your page builder now will do a great job of making sure everything is working well. So my overall view of MemberPress is a very positive one, because if you want to start an online business and you want to sell courses, or you just want to have a membership website, this is an all-in-one package because number one, it has your payment system inbuilt. You can also have courses in there, and you also have the membership and protection. And fourthly, it works really well with page builders, because the last thing you want to have is a design that doesn't look great, because great designs with great content convert really, really well. So all these integrations make it very, very easy to have a beautiful looking website which runs on any page builder, and including the power of MemberPress. So would I use it? The answer is absolutely yes. Right now, I've invested so much in building my online course website with a separate plugin called LearnDash, but this is a feature in MemberPress that was added later on. So really, to go back and undo everything that I've done in LearnDash is a bit of a big job. So I would highly recommend it for you guys. If you're brand new or you haven't really developed your online course website really, really deep, I would highly recommend that you get off the ground up and running with MemberPress. I highly recommend it. So yes, go ahead and use it. Remember, I have a coupon code. It will give you a discount. All that information is in the video description below. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this review fruitful. If there's any other questions, please let me know in the comments box below, and I'll be sure to address them. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Take care.